My family really raised me to be authentic and to be kind. And so I would say that those two underlying messages in any different forms are something I've always kept in mind.
Take every opportunity to grow that you can and be who you are.
I think the best advice is from, and I'm gonna sound very cheesy, it's from my mother. She said, it's okay if you give up. It's totally fine. And it's not giving up in the sense that your life is not ending because you decide to do something else. You're evolving as well. For 4 years I tried to get a job and it didn't work. Well, it's okay. I did a lot of things during the 4 years when I was trying and I just do something else. It's totally fine. And I think having the relieved, she unburdened myself when she told me this. I'll do something else. And I'm doing something else because the vision I had about me having that job was very different than what I'm actually doing. So I think, yeah, it's okay. Giving up is not really giving up on everything. It's just reassessing your priorities and reassessing what your trajectory, and it's totally fine.
My soccer coach once said to me, don't think so much. Sometimes you just have to react. I had a guy who worked for me, he would never make a decision because he always needed to keep analyzing and analyzing and analyzing and analyzing. And he just never made the decision. That's one extreme. The other extreme is not thinking about it at all, just making a decision and being very emotional in your decision. When I played soccer, I sometimes tended to overanalyze, and then instead of just doing what I need to do on the field, I thought about what I should have been doing, and that slows you down. So his advice was, don't think so much.
The best advice I ever received was from a former boss who told me no one will manage your career except for you. Really what she means is you need to be the owner of your own destiny. You need to manage what you want to do. Don't wait for someone to come and tell you, oh, I think you should be doing this, or I think you should go here. You have to go out and get it yourself.
Say yes, even if you don't know how to do it, and then learn. You're never going to know how to do everything somebody throws at you. But if you really believe you have that skill set, you can learn about it.
I was working on a project, or I had a manager, I can't remember, it probably was a project for a manager who was pretty demanding. He was upset around something. And so I was talking with her, giving an update to our SVP of HR, and I apologized for something. He's like, don't ever apologize. He's like, when something like that's out of your control, just don't ever apologize. And he's like, sometimes women do that too much. And it was interesting because after he said that to me, I thought about it, and then I read a few things. You know, and women do tend to, at least that was what the articles implied, they do tend to ask more, I don't want to say politely, but they tend to put a little bit of that in there. And so I took that to heart. There's a time when you need to say, I messed up, versus a time when you just say it because it seems like the right thing to say. So I think that was pretty good. And then I used that with some of my earlier career folks as well. You tend to have a lot of, at least we do, a lot of women who do the business partner role. And I had one in particular, and she was always copying me on emails to managers, and she'd say, well, I'm like, you don't need to apologize, you haven't done anything. They're unhappy, that's not why you apologize. And just kind of that thought process in there, because you're trying to build respect and you want to influence.